Hello guys, this video is for the assessment for an assignment by the Sci-Fi Labs. So we will be designing and modeling a 23-story building using ETABS. Using this given data, as we can see, we have to define 3 columns of various dimensions and 3 beams. We have to provide a concrete grade of M40. We have to provide longitudinal bars as HYSD 500 and tie bars of mile 250. We have to provide a slab with a thickness of 150 mm using the M40 grade concrete. We'll be using the auto draw cladding option from the ETABS, which means that there won't be any self weight acting on the wall. So in this case, we'll be providing a cladding load of 0.2 kN per meter on these walls. We'll consider the building to be constructed in Bangalore on the will load calculation. So as we observe over these grids, you can see the lateral load sections are different throughout the story. Also, the live loads are different. So we'll be using the ETABS 2016 version. So let's get started already. Open the ETABS software. Go to File and click on New Model. We will be using the Use Built-in Settings with option. Select this. Change the display units to metric SI. Select the steel section database as Indian. Select the steel design code as IS 800 2007 and concrete design code as IS 456 2000 and click on OK. As we observe here, we'll require 4 grid lines in X direction and 4 grid lines in Y direction and a 6-meter spacing between each of them. So we'll keep the number of grid lines in X and Y direction as 4 and change the spacing to 6 in both X and Y direction. Change the number of stories to 23 and keep the typical story height and the bottom story height as 3 meters. And select the custom story data option. Click on edit story data. So here, as we can see, the load sections are different. So while marking a story from 1 to 8 as a master story and then mark the other stories similar to the master story. We'll see in this model. Go to story 8 and select it as a master story and select the other stories from 1 to 8 as similar to the story 8. So we have to work out the same for these stories and the other two. So we have marked the master stories and the other stories similar to them. After finishing, click on OK. We'll select the grid only options and click on OK again. As we can see, 2 windows have appeared. One is showing the plan view and the other is showing the 3D view. Now the first thing we have to do is we'll define these materials from which we will be designing the beams and columns required in the building. So we'll go to define, click on material properties and click on add new material. So here we have to select the region as Indian, change the material type to concrete, standard as Indian and grade as M40 and click on OK. Nothing to change over here, just click on OK again. Similarly, we have to do for the longitudinal bars and the tie bars. Click on add, select the material type as rebar, change the grade to grade 500. Click on OK. Click on OK again, add new material, change the type to mild grade 250, and click on OK again. So we have defined the materials. Click on OK to exit. Now we will be defining the columns and the beams using the previously defined materials. So go to define and select section properties and click on frame sections. So here we have to select the add new property. Make sure you select the section shape as concrete rectangular and click on this concrete rectangular section. As you can see, the frame section property data dialog box. Here we have to change the property name. We'll keep the property name as say C 500 by 500 for the column of dimension 500 mm by 500 mm. Change the material type to M40 and change the dimensions and click on modify show rebar option. Here make sure you have selected the M2 M3 design. In the rebar material, we'll change the longitudinal bars to H5SD 500 and confinement bars to mild 250. We'll keep the clear cover as 40 and just click on OK. Click on OK again. As you can see, we have defined the column for 500 by 500 mm. Similarly, we have to define for the 550 by 550 mm and 600 by 600 mm. In this case, we have to just add a copy of the property as the materials used and the longitudinal bars and the confinement bars are same as earlier. We'll just change the name of the property, say C 650 sorry 550 by 550 and change the dimensions and just click on OK. Now again we'll select the add copy of a property and give a property name as C 600 by 600 and just change the dimensions 600 by 600 and click on OK. We have defined all three columns. We have to define a new property from which the E tab will select the required column in the building, that is the auto select property. For that we have to click on the auto select list. Here we have to give a property name. We'll give say column auto select. You can give any name. Change the design type to concrete. We can see the previously defined columns have appeared. Select three of them and click on add and click on OK. You can see the column auto select property has been defined. We have to do same for the beams. You have to click on the add new property, go to concrete rectangular section, change the name, say B 500 by 300, change the material to M40, change the dimensions, click on modify show rebar. Here we have to select the design type as M3 design only. Change the rebar material for longitudinal bars as HYSD 500 and for confinement bars as mild 250. We'll provide the cover of 25 mm for both the top and the bottom bars as per the IS code, and click on OK. Again click on OK. So we have generated the beam property. Similarly, we have to add a copy of the property, change the name, say B 550 by 350, and just change the dimensions and click on OK. Again click on add a copy of property, change the property name to say B600 and 400, and just change the dimensions and click on OK again. Now as per the column auto select, we have to generate a property for the beam auto select. Click on add new property, select the auto select list from special, your property name, say beam auto select, change the design type to concrete, and add the defined beam and click on OK. So we have generated the frame properties for 3 beams and 3 columns, and the beam auto select and the column auto select property. Click on OK to exit. Now we have to define the slab section. Go to define and click on section properties and select slab section. Here also we have to click on the add new property, give a property name, say slab 150 mm, change the slab material to M40 and change the thickness to 150 mm and click on OK. Again click on OK to exit. So now we have generated the frame properties and the material properties. Now we'll draw the elements using this. So we have to select the quick draw column option, either from the shortcut or from draw beam column base objects and this quick draw column. We'll use the shortcuts for now. Select the property as column auto select, but before that we have to change the one story option to the similar stories so that the beams and the columns are generated to the similar stories. So we'll press the escape button, select the similar story option, and we'll go to plan view story 1 using the arrow keys. So we'll start drawing the elements. Go to quick draw columns, make sure you have selected the property as column auto select and just drag it over here. So we can see in the 3D view our columns are generated. Now we'll go to quick draw beams and columns option and change the property to beam auto select and just drag it in the plan view. You can see in the 3D view our beams are also generated. Now for the slab, we have to select the quick draw floor / wall option and change the property to the slab 150 mm and drag it over the plan area. So all the elements have been generated in the similar stories. Similarly, we have to generate it for the story 9 to 14 and the other stories. Now press the escape button, go to the similar story of say story 9 or 10, select the quick draw column option, make sure you selected the property name as column auto select. So in this you have to draw the columns and beams in these sections. Just drag it over here, these over here. Go to quick draw beams and column option, drag it over the columns. Here make sure you have selected the property as beam auto select and click on the quick draw floor and wall option. Make sure you selected the property as slab 150 mm and drag it over the beams and the columns. So we can see in the 3D view we have generated the beams and columns for the next pairs of stories. Go to the sorry, we have to press the escape button. Now using the arrow keys we have to go to the similar story. Yeah, we'll go to in story 15. Now in story 15 we have to design or place the column beams in this position. So select the quick draw column option. Make sure you have selected the property as column auto select and drag it over the plan view. Select the quick draw beams and column option. Make sure you selected the property as beam auto select and drag it over the plan view. Again, the quick draw floor and wall property name as slab 150 and drag it in the plan view again. Similarly for the last set of stories, select the quick draw column option and drag it in the plan view. Select quick draw beams and column option. Yeah, make sure the property selected is the beam auto select and for the column as the column auto select. Drag and quick draw floor and wall option. Drag it over here. So we can see in the 3D view we have generated all the elements in the building. So now we'll be seeing the application of the dead and live loads. So using the arrow keys, we'll go to story 1. So as we can see, the dead load is same across the story height. So we have to change the similar story option to the all stories and select the shells one by one as shown. Make sure the selection and we'll go to assign, select the shell loads and click on uniform. Make sure you have selected the load pattern name as dead and add a load of 2 kilonewton per meter square. Click on apply and click on OK. We can see the dead load have been applied to the shells. Now we have to apply the live load, but the live loads is different for the set of stories. So using the similar story option, we will be applying the live loads. So now we are at story 1 and from story 1 to 8 we have a live load of 5 kilonewton per meter square. We'll select the shells again. You can see in the 3D view the selected shells. Make sure your selections. Go to assign shell loads and click on uniform. Here in the load pattern name from this drop down option select the live load and add a load of 5 kilonewton per meter square. Click on apply and click on OK. You can see the 5 kilonewton per meter square live load have been applied to the shells. We'll go to the another set of similar stories using the arrow keys. Make sure you have selected the similar story option. Select the shells. Go to assign shell loads uniform. Make sure you have selected the load pattern name as live. Change the load to 4.5 kilonewton per meter square. Click on apply, click on OK. Now for the other set of stories, the live load is 4. Using the arrow keys, we'll move up to the other set of stories. Make sure you have selected the similar story option and select the shells. Go to assign, shell loads, uniform. Make sure you have selected the load pattern name as live and load of 4 kilonewton per meter square. Click on apply, click on OK. Again, the other set of similar stories. Select the shells. Go to assign, shell loads, uniform, load pattern name as live and a load of 3.5 kilonewton per meter square and click on apply and click on OK. So we have added the dead loads and live loads. Now we'll be adding the cladding loads. We have to add a cladding loads of 0.2 kilonewton per meter. So using the arrow keys, we'll go to story 1 in the plan view. So for the cladding load, we have to select the exterior beams. Very carefully select the exterior beams. Make sure your selections, in case we select the shell, it will show that the 8 shells are selected, but we have to just select the exterior beams. So avoid selecting the shells. Go to assign, frame loads, click on distributed. Here in the uniform load option, add a load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter, click on apply and click on OK. So for the similar set of stories, you have to apply the cladding load similarly. In case we are not able to see the similar story option, go to display menu and select the undeformed shape option. Go to another set of similar stories using the arrow key and select the exterior beams again carefully, avoiding the selection of shells. Make sure your selection, go to assign, frame loads, distributed, load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter in uniform load. Click on apply and click on OK. Go to another set of similar stories now. Select the exterior beams. Make sure your selection here. Select assign frame loads, distributed, uniform load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter. Click on apply and click on OK. And the last set of similar stories. Select the exterior beams. Make sure your selection, go to assign, frame loads, distributed, load of 0.2 kilonewton per meter. Click on apply and click on OK. So we have added the cladding loads, but the cladding load won't be applicable for the top story as there won't be any wall on the top story. So we'll go to the top story, that is story 23, using the arrow key. You have to select the one story option. So we'll select one story option and then select the exterior beams as earlier. Go to assign, frame loads, distributed, and select the delete existing loads option. Click on apply and click on OK. So in the case the loads, the frame loads or the other loads applied are not visible, You can select it from here. This shows the display shall load assigns. Select any load pattern and click on OK. So it will show us the dead load is showing now. For the shell loads, we'll go to display frame loads assign and click on OK, keeping dead in the load pattern. So we can see there is no load on the 23rd story. As we go down, you can see the loads have been applied. Now we have to go to the base, select the one story option and drag in the plan view to select the joints. Go to assign, go to joints, select restraints and select the first option for fast restrain option. Click on apply and click on OK. Draw cladding, we'll go to draw and select the auto draw cladding option. Make sure you have selected the use floor option and click on OK. So in the 3D view, you can see the claddings have been generated. Now we have applied the dead loads, live loads and the cladding loads to the building. Now we'll apply the wind load. So first we have to define the wind load. So we'll go to define, select the load patterns, type wind in the load option. From the type, select wind and from the auto lateral load drop down option, we'll select the Indian IS 875/1987 and click on add new load. You can see the load is added. Select the added load and click on modify lateral load option. So here we have to check the wind coefficients from the IS code. So open the IS code. So for the wind speed, go to appendix A in the IS code. You can see for Bangalore, the wind speed given is 33 meter per second. So we'll change the wind speed to 33. From the clause 5.3.2.1, we'll select the terrain category as category 3, that is the terrain within numerous closely spaced obstructions having the size of building structures up to 10 meter. We'll make it as 3. For the structural class, we'll again refer to IS code. As our building height is more than 50 meter, we'll select the class as C. The risk coefficient factor topography K3 factor as 1 and click on OK. Again click on OK to exit. Now we have defined the wind load. Now we'll have to apply it on the structure. So in the plan view, in story 1, now we have to go to elevation view, elevation A and click on OK and select the all story option. For the wind coefficient, we have to refer the IS 875/1987 again, page number 14, table number 4. So the height of a building is 23 into 3, that's 69 meters, and the width and length is 18 meters, that is 6 times 3 is 18. So the height by width ratio comes to 3.83. 3, which comes between, yeah, which comes from 1 less than, that is L by W, less than 3 by 2. So our wind coefficients will be plus 0.8, minus 0.25, minus 0.8, and again minus 0.8. So we have to note it down. So we are in the elevation view of A. Make sure you selected the all story option and select the shells. Make sure your selection, go to assign shell loads and select the wind pressure coefficient option. So first coefficient is plus 0.8. So add plus 0.8. Select the windward and click on apply and click on OK. Now we'll go to elevation view B, then select the shells again, same coefficient as for the elevation view A. We go to assign shell loads, wind pressure coefficient 0.8, windward, click on apply and click on OK. Now we'll go to elevation section C. So for the elevation section C, we have to apply coefficient as minus 0.25. So select the shells, go to assign shell loads, wind pressure coefficient minus 0.25 and select the leeward or sides option. Click on apply and click on OK. Same for the D elevation. Select the shells. Make sure your selection, you shouldn't select the frame. We have to just select the shells. So go to assign, go to shell loads, wind pressure coefficient, same coefficient for elevation D. Make sure you selected the leeward or sides option. Click on apply and click on OK. Now the last one will be minus 0.8 and there is also minus 0.8. So we'll go to elevation view 1. So minus 0.8 is similar in all the elevations for elevation 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll select it at once and then assign the coefficient. So select the shells. See here, we have to just select the shells and not the frames. So be careful while selecting the shells. Using the arrow keys, we'll go to elevation 2. Again using the arrow keys, we'll go to elevation 3. And now in elevation 4. Make sure your selections, go to assign shell loads, wind pressure coefficient, add a coefficient of minus 0.8, select leeward or sides option and click on apply and click on OK. So we have to, if we have to see the wind pressure coefficients, go to plan view, story 1, click on OK. As we can see, coefficients have been applied to all the exterior sides. Now we have to run the analysis on the structure as we have added the wind loads, live loads, cladding loads and the dead loads. first select the 3D view tab, click on extrude view toggle option and select use extruded view for frame objects. Now to run an analysis, go to analyze and click on run analysis, or simply use the shortcut and click on run analysis. We have to save the file before we run analysis. So give a file name, say and on save. So yeah, as you can see, the analysis is running on the model. As the analysis is complete, we can see the displacement diagram for the whole building. Now as the analysis is complete, we'll be running the design on the structure. So we'll go to design and select the concrete frame design option and click on view revise preferences. Make sure you have selected the design code to IS 456 2000 and click on OK. Again, go to design, concrete frame structure and select the start design check option. So now the E tab will run the design on the structure. So you can see analysis and design sections differ for 705 concrete frames. So it's asking, do you want to reiterate analysis and design? Which means it is asking that we can provide the other column sections. So we'll click on yes. So it will start analysis again and then run the design itself. As we can see, now the design is running. Again, after running design, it shows analysis and design sections differ for one concrete frame. Again, we have to click on yes. Again, run the analysis and design. As the design is complete, you can see the longitudinal reinforcement values over the structure. We select one of these, so it will show us the longitudinal reinforcement, major shear reinforcement. If we click on the B/C details, so it will show us the concrete frame design, column section. Click on OK to exit. Now we have to run detailing. So we'll select the plan view tab and click on detailing and select the start detailing option. So we can see the detailing diagram. We'll go to other detailing diagrams. So in the model explorer, you can see various detailing diagrams, reports. You have to just explore for the reinforcement cage views. Select any beam. We can see the 3D render view of the beam. Similarly, you can see the 3D render view for the column also. Selecting any column, just zoom in. So this completes our assignment for the tall buildings. Thank you.